Alright guys, what's up? So in this video, we are going to be using our lovely 10-step factor chart, okay, to simplify and factor this expression. So I want you guys to really get in the habit of when you are given an expression like this, filling in the numbers, okay? So we have a 2x squared minus 5x plus 3, okay, filling in those numbers. All right, let's get into it. Our first step is to look for a GCF, okay? So let's go ahead, pop over to Desmos, do our little trick. We type in GCD, and then we put all of those whole numbers. All right, our GCF is just 1, okay? So if you really want, you could write that that's 1, okay, or not, because when you go to divide it, nothing changes, right? So I would just leave this as 1 or none. So that means you can skip step 2, okay? Since when you divide it out, nothing changes, like I said. So our next step, we want to identify A, B, and C. Remember, A is the coefficient of our x squared term, so A is 2. B is the coefficient of our x term, so B is -5. And C is our constant at the end, so C is that +3. Okay, step 4, I'm going to zoom in so we can see a little bit better. We multiply A times C, so 2 times 3 gives us 6. Step 5, we're going to pop back over to Desmos, and we're going to make this table. Okay, so what this is going to look like in Desmos. To make the table, you're going to click on that plus sign, table. You're going to leave that left-hand column as it is. I think it's beautiful. On the right, we delete it and we're starting over. A times C was 6. Divide that by x1. To get that x1, that little 1, you don't have to do anything fancy. Okay, on your keyboard, just type x1. Okay, and you're going to fill in 1 through 10. Okay, I think a lot of the times 10 will get you where you need to be. All right, but now what I want you to do, you know that I hate decimals and I think they're disgusting. So you're going to delete any row that has a decimal. Okay, there we go. Delete, and I missed this one right down here. All right, so once we have deleted our decimal rows, what I also want us to do are delete any repeated pairs. Okay, so we have 1 and 6. We also have 6 and 1. Delete. We have 2 and 3, also 3 and 2. Delete. Okay, so now this is what we're going to carry over to our table on our chart. We have 1 and 6, 2 and 3. And so you guys know this looks a little different than our normal expressions where everything is positive. So in Google Classroom, I have this little cheat sheet for you that has it broken down like a sign cheat sheet. It also has the chart and an explanation of the Desmos, how to make the table. Okay, so for our signs, we had a positive A, and then we had a minus 5x plus 3. I think right here that tells us both of our factors are going to be negative. So on our table, make everything negative. All right, now when we add our columns, -1 minus 6 gives us -7. -2 minus 3 gives us -5. All right, so now step 6, we want to find the pair that adds up to B. Remember, B was -5. So we look at our table. Ooh, beautiful. -2 and -3 are that pair that we want. All right. So for number 7, we're rewriting our equation using our numbers. So our expression was 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. That 2 in front of that x squared stays the same. Our constant at the end stays the same. What we are doing is we are splitting up this -5 with these pairs that we just found. So -2x and a -3x. Okay. Next, we are literally splitting our expression in half. We have 2x squared minus 2x, -3x, plus 3. Okay, we're going to find our GCFs of each of our groups. Okay, So we see in our first group, we have coefficients other than 1. This is so exciting. Okay, if you do not see that GCF right away, remember, we can do our Desmos trick. Okay, and it'll tell us that GCF is 2. They also both have an x term, and our smallest exponent on the x is a 1. Okay, so that whole group GCF is 2x. Group 2, our GCF, again, if you don't see it right away, use your Desmos trick. It is there for you, okay? And it's going to tell us 3. But remember, if that leading term is negative, you best make your GCF negative as well, okay? Only if your leading term is negative. All right, on to our last 2 steps. This is so exciting. Step 9, we are dividing out our GCF from both pairs. Okay, let me just copy all of these down. Okay. Remember, when we divide out our GCFs, we're going to put them out front. So we have a 2x and a negative 3. So 2x squared divided by 2x leaves us with an x to the first, right? Because we subtract those exponents. Negative 2x up top, negative 2x on the bottom. That crosses off, and we're just left with a minus 1, right? In our second set, negative 3 divided by negative 3 leaves us a positive 1. You bring that x along with you. Positive 3 divided by negative 3 leaves us with a negative 1, right? Our next step, last-ish step. We double check that these parentheses match, and whew, they do. Good job, go us. All right, we're going to plug in that factor, that term is going to go into one set of parentheses, and into our other set, we are going to put our GCFs. We're going to bring those together. So we have 2x minus 3 in our second set. If you really wanted to go ahead and double check that this was factored correctly, you could use the box method that we have talked about previously. All right, hope this helps.